Regardless of your background, quantum will affect all of us. So let's jump into the quantum world together and let's break things down. Hey, you've probably heard the term quantum computing or quantum computers, and maybe you wondered what exactly is that? What exactly are those? And how are they different from our regular computers that we know today? How are they different from our regular laptops, our desktops, our phones, and all of that? In this video, I'm going to break down what quantum computers are without frying your brains. At least I hope not to. No complex equations, just simple, clear explanations. Let's get right into it. If you're seeing my face for the first time, my name is Tobi Lasisi, and I'm a full-time user experience researcher, and I currently work in quantum. So what exactly makes quantum computers quantum? There are three big concepts that you need to understand, and once you get these concepts, the whole thing begins to make sense. So let's talk superposition, entanglement, and interference. Let's imagine that you are in traffic. You know those Lagos level kind of traffic? Yes, those ones. Those ones that make you question all of your life decisions. Those kind of traffic. Now you imagine that you're in one of those traffics and you want to get from Ikeja to Lekki 1. Let's imagine that there are millions of possible routes to get from Ikeja to Lekki 1. And on this day, let's say some are short but blocked, some are long but they are moving, and some shortcuts, let's just say they could get you into worse nightmares. Now imagine that you are able to test all of these routes at once, and then you are able to magically pick the best one. Now notice that I didn't say guess the best one or hope the best one. I say, but actually pick the best one, actually know the best route out of all of these millions of possible routes. That's what quantum computer is trying to do. Maybe not for roads, but for way bigger problems. You see, our regular computers that we know today, they are called classical computers. They are loyal. They think in zeros and ones. It's either yes or no. But you see, quantum computers, they are like the creative kids, the one who says, why not both? They use qubits. Qubits can be 0 or 1 or a bit of both at the same time. That's what is called superposition. Superposition means a qubit can exist in multiple states at the same time until we measure it. Like I said, qubits can be 0, 1, or a little bit of both at the same time. That's superposition. It's like flipping a coin. When the coin is in the air, it's both heads and tails. And only when you catch it does it decide if it's head or tail. That's how quantum deals with possibilities. It stays open until it has to commit. Imagine that you're taking an exam and somehow you are able to select all the answers at once. And then when you submit, the system is able to magically pick the correct one. That's the power of superposition, being able to explore multiple outcomes simultaneously. So that's the first of the three concepts that I talked about that you need to understand. Superposition. Superposition allows quantum computers to explore multiple possible solutions at once, kind of like exploring those possible routes from Ikeja to Lekki 1 without actually driving through all of the roads. More like checking every possible combination in a huge maze without actually walking down every hallway. Now, I hope you understand what superposition is. Here's where things get a little strange or a little weird, but don't worry, we'll break it down together. There's something called entanglement. When two qubits are entangled, they're connected. So two qubits can be entangled, like twins that feel each other's pain. If you change one, the other changes instantly, even when they're in different parts of the world. Think of entangled qubits like psychic twins. So when one laughs, the other starts to laugh too, even when they're in opposite sides of the world. No phone calls, no messaging, they just know. So when two qubits are entangled, they are connected even when they are far apart. So if you change one, the other reacts instantly. So entangled qubits become linked. Measuring one affects the other. I'm sure this connection sounds cute, but it's not just cute, it's very useful. Entangled qubits can share information in a way that regular classical systems cannot. So this concept makes quantum computers exponentially more powerful as you add more qubits. That's concept number 2, entanglement. So now we've talked about superposition and we just spoke about entanglement. Now let's talk interference. That's the last concept. Quantum computers use interference to cancel out the wrong answers and boost the right ones. Kind of like noise cancelling headphones. They cancel out all the wrong noisy answers so that the right ones can come through clearly. Imagine that you are baking a cake and you are trying out different combos. Some combos are just wrong, too salty, too flat. Interference is like you baking a bunch of cakes at the same time, and all the bad ones cancel each other out and only the sweet fluffy one survives. Now that's the quantum magic. So quantum computers use interference to boost the right answers and cancel out the wrong ones. So even though they explore multiple options at once, they still help you land on the best one. Kind of like tuning your radio to the right frequency until you hear the right sound. So going back to our finding the best route example, quantum computer would use interference to cancel the wrong path and amplify the right path. This combo, superposition, entanglement, and interference, is what makes quantum computers very powerful. So they aren't just faster, they are different. So here's the gist. Our regular computers, they solve problems like a detective, step by step, one step after the other. And a quantum computer is like a psychic. It senses all possible outcomes and narrows them down fast and tells you the most likely answer. Let me give you this example to bring it home. A regular computer will shop by checking each aisle one after the other, but a quantum computer will scan the entire store at once and work out with the exact thing that you need before you even open up your list. I'm sure by now you're wondering, Toby, what exactly can we use quantum computers for? Let's clear one thing first. Quantum computers are not going to replace your laptops. They are not great at regular things like checking your email, running Netflix, or scrolling Instagram. And they are not faster Macs. They are built for something way bigger. So it's not about browsing Facebook faster or anything of that nature. It's about solving problems that are too complex for today's computers. These are typically problems that overwhelms classical computers. In future, quantum computing could help us optimize big, complex problems. Let's take delivery, for example, logistics. Let's say you need to find the best delivery route for 1,000 trucks across 500 cities. That's billions of combinations. Our regular classical computer checks one at a time. A quantum computer will explore many paths at the same time and boost the best ones. So quantum computers could transform logistic systems, traffic systems, and even in finance. So think airlines, supply chains, traffic control, and even banking models. Quantum computers could help us train AI models faster by handling complex data patterns more efficiently. Think of it like giving your AI a brain upgrade with way more dimensions to think in. Think faster, smarter models in fields like medicine, language, etc. They would also help us in fields like chemistry. Think simulating new medicines faster, building better batteries, and creating cleaner energy. They would also help us rethink security, both good and bad. So because of how powerful quantum computers are, they could break certain encryptions that protect online data today. That's the scary part. That's scary, I know. But that's also why researchers are building new quantum-safe encryption methods. So think new rules for cybersecurity. And several other use cases that are being explored. In summary, quantum computers are perfect for solving nature's hardest problems. Really, quantum computers aren't better at everything, and that's why they would not be replacing our regular computers. But for some of the world's most complex problems, they may be the only way forward. You may be wondering, why don't we all use quantum computers yet? Quantum computers are still very hard to build. Remember the qubits I mentioned earlier? They are very delicate. They are very sensitive to heat, to noise, to basically everything. They can lose their quantum state very quickly, and that's what is called decoherence. To keep qubits stable, we use super cold temperature, colder than outer space. Also, errors happen a lot. So researchers are building error mitigation, error correction, better hardware and software tools to manage all of that. You might be wondering, where does UX research comes in all of this? Now, here's the fun part. How do people use all of this? So here's where I come in, and here's where other people like me come in. So I work with other key stakeholders across the world. I work with designers, other researchers. I work with engineers to ensure that this tech isn't just powerful, but it's usable and human-centered. You might ask, what does this mean for you? Even if you never code quantum sockets, this tech will affect all of us. From finance to healthcare to how we fight climate change, quantum is coming. And we need more than the physicists to shape it. We need the researchers, we need designers, we need the policymakers, we need the educators, we need all hands on deck to shape it. And so the earlier we understand what this is all about and where it's going, the better we can shape it. Companies like IBM, Google, Microsoft are already working on this, and there are even other organizations like car manufacturing organizations like BMW, Mercedes-Benz are partnering with them to work on these possibilities. So tell me, what part of this interests you or caught your attention? And if you found any part of this video helpful or interesting, please remember to give a thumbs up to the video and consider subscribing to my channel for other tech breakdown like this. What would you like me to break down next? I'll see you in my next video. Bye.